Good afternoon, everybody. It is, what is today? November 21st, 2025. I'm just coming with an update. I didn't update yesterday. Last update was heading out of town, which I did do. And I made it about 10 miles out to a friend's house. Where I stayed a night and a following night, which was last night. And mainly due to needing rest, I stayed in his shed the first night because it was kind of late when I got there and he wasn't prepared. So I nestled up in my sleeping bag and slept in his shed. And of course he went to work the next morning and I just stayed in my cozy sleeping bag. It was about 50 yesterday, so it wasn't terribly bad. I just stayed in there and took the day to rest and recoup a little bit. And then I texted him yesterday while I was recouping, and he said I could stay the night on his couch last night, so I did. I want to thank Jake West. What the hell is that sound? Jake West, a good friend of mine. Used to roll with me back when, in the band days. He was a tried and true friend and help to the band, you know, whether it be loading stuff up or whatnot, like number one roadie. So I say to Jake West, I want to appreciate Jake West. He is always kind-hearted and always takes me in. He's a dear friend and always will be. He took me in, let me sleep on the couch last night, let me love on his dogs, and fed me dinner, got me squared away with a couple things, gave me a few bucks this morning, got me dropped off back here in town because of the rain, and I would have left already if it wasn't due to the rain and the circumstances regarding him leaving for work and me having to make a decision on what I'm going, either walking, west towards Centralia in the rain or coming back to town and hanging out at Hardee's, wait till all this rain passes before I leave, and maybe get a little bit more provision if I can get some help from some people. But so far that's been at a null or a negative, because everybody's got to have their opinion on how I'm doing stuff. And instead of seeing what I'm doing out here as for God and, doing what I've been called to do as one of 144, and receiving help when I ask for it, they'd rather throw, well, I'm not going to help you because I think you need to get a job and shrink and do something you've already done and not follow your heart or your true calling. And as a servant of God and one of 144, I shouldn't have to work. I am working. I'm shooting these videos. I'm exposing the hypocrisy and resolving and exposing the story of my life, which revolves around hypocrisy and the abuse that's been done to me and the gang stalking / sexual human trafficking, sexual slavery, extortion, harassment. The list goes on and on and on. I don't even want to get into that. But that's why I'm out here. It pertains to my life, and it's very important and personal. And then when a so-called friend, denies you help when he said he'd help you 2 days earlier, and then says, no, I'm not going to help you now because I think you need to get a job and, shrink and not follow your destiny, then so be it. I can see, you just don't understand. And because of your ignorance, you choose to not help me and not just, give with a grateful heart or keep your word for that matter. And that person knows who he is. So be it. You're not truly helping me. You're not allowing me to do God's will, and that is in which I am doing as I speak. And if you're not helping me, then you're not helping God. You're not really truly helping me. You should see my calling and not be opinionated on how I should do it, but give with a grateful heart and give without anything in return, even though I've told everybody that, once I rise into my position, I am one of 144. So these things are inherently mine. My rise, my everything. So, like I've explained before, it's just a investment when somebody helps me. But when you shit on me like that, and you're basically spitting in God's face and my face and saying your calling doesn't matter, I think you should shrink and go to O'Reilly's and do something you did years ago, and just to get off your feet. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not shrinking. I'll walk out of this town like I originally planned. So if you don't want to help me and that's the way you want to end it, then that's fine. So be it. I'll still walk the hell out of here. No money or money. And it's going to happen. I guess it's going to have to happen because I'm not shrinking. And no one's offering me a job when there's plenty of people that could. And I'm not going to get comfortable and get into a job wherever and then either be fired like I have been in the past because of who I am and my calling and the smear campaigns that are still affecting me, and or having to leave because of my calling and go where God has called me to go. And it ain't going to be here. Like I said, if anything, I'm going to go west. West or south. And I tried to, and I was drugged back here. I didn't want to come back here. But instead of giving me the help and truly listening to God and what I'm trying to tell people and help me, I get resentment, resistance, and or thinking they're smarter than me or thinking they know better and what's best for Trent. And with what's happened to me in my life and the sexual slavery, I'm not bowing down to this shit. This county did it to me. The Livingston County did it to me. You think I'm gonna shrink and just conform back into societal expectations and bullshit when I'm so far above it? I've walked clear across the country. You think I did that for fucking my health? No, I did for God. I took $3,000 my dad gave me for an apartment, but because they were still lying to me and wouldn't acknowledge the truth about my identity and who I am, I took that $3,000 and gave it to my mission and started walking. Now, if that ain't noble, and showing that I have the balls and the resilience and the strength, the courage, everything it takes. So you think I'm going to come back here and bow and shrink? And then you're going to, say you're going to help me, then don't help me. And you didn't keep your word, and you're not really truly listening to a servant of God that's truly doing God's will and doing what God has called me to do as one of 144,000. And if you don't understand it, then you haven't researched it, and you haven't wanted to look into it. I'm not going to sit here and explain myself or justify what I'm doing or explain it when the explanations are all over the internet. I know who I am, and there's many like me, and we're all called. Few are chosen, many are called, but few are chosen. The few that are chosen are the ones that are not fearful and step into their destiny and are out here doing what I'm doing. And then I don't get the support I need. I had the balls to do it. I'm following God's, voice. I am the few. I am the willing. I'm not perfect. God doesn't want perfect. He wants willing. And I am that few. I am that exception. Why? Because God has called me to do it. I don't sit there and ask questions. I suffer as long as I need to do what God has called me to do. I'm a son of God, and those sons of God will be hated just like he was and suffered just like he did for a season. But I'm coming out of that. Thank you. Recognition honk. Lord, help me to walk firmly and securely, peacefully into my destiny. Propel me into it. Help me to get the strength and the help I need from outside sources to see my value. I ask and pray in Jesus' name. Not only I want to thank Jake West, my good friend Jake, because he's been more than helpful. Always willing to give me a couch. Man, we have good conversations. It's about spiritual stuff, and we see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. So it's always good. Him. How you doing? So Jake West. Also, I want to thank Jared Swaggart again. He went up and got me my meds and had them left there at the med getting place. I exchanged them for the better ones, Jared. But I paid a few more bucks, but it's worth it. But you did that for me, and I appreciate you, brother. Jared taking care of my meds, so I got that covered. Also, Penny and Bob Baddock of Mexico saw me in Hardee's this morning and saw my situation. They gave me $6 or $7 to help me out. Appreciate it. Want to give them recognition, and she prayed with me, which was good. She was very supportive and gave me some peace after the prayer and some, encouragement to my mission. So it's people like her that really matter, that encourage you, help propel you, give you words of encouragement to push you, and then give you money on top of it. So Penny and Bob, Baddock of Mexico, appreciate it. Who else? Kyle Campbell the other day, brother. Actually, I had a run-in with him about a year ago when he attacked me. He did. And he punched me in my arm when I was attacked by him and somebody else. We didn't get time to exchange words of why it happened or what, why he was paid or coerced to do it, but it was done. But he gave me a salad and some donuts, and we exchanged, information. We found out who each other was, and he apologized. And that was after he gave me food. So he apologized after that. I forgive, man. We all put in certain positions in certain situations in life, and things roll out. I've been attacked by many, and it's always double teamed, like always. Two coming at me. But Kyle apologized, and Kyle Campbell, so I want to thank him for the apology and the food that he gave me the other day. I don't know. I don't think I really had much more to say than that, and I covered the basis on what I'm doing out here. Like I said, I was up at Maven earlier and talked to somebody from the Arthur Center, a cop the other day that ran me off from Lakeview when I reported about them running me off. Said, go to the Arthur Center, they'll help you. And I didn't have to go to the Arthur Center. The Arthur Center came to me. Kirsten Stark from out there, I talked to her. There's nothing available for the homeless here. This county sucks. It just does. And it's a shame because the other counties around, you at least have something. Drain County has nothing. And I'm not going to sit here and bitch and say, I ain't here for, Drain ain't got nothing for me. I'm just stuck. And I am stuck. I ain't got a fucking car. It's been robbed from me. My ex-girlfriend, fiance, made sure the ignition was drilled out. What I've said about me systematically has been done to me. Everything is true, 100%. I don't lie. I know who I am, and so does everybody else. I'm sick of playing games. So, if I don't feed the fire, then the fire doesn't burn. And maybe that's what I need to do. I just need to kill the fire, extinguish it. I shut this shit down, then it won't give it any fire, and I just walk the hell out of here. Maybe things will come to pass, because I know human beings are the ones manipulating me stepping into my destiny. And it's all around me, and I'm waiting for my soulmate to take that step. I guess she wants to sit here and play with me. I don't know. But I'm not playing anymore. I'm going to go for what's in front of me and do what I'm going to do. Because it ain't paying off otherwise. Look for love. I guess I'll just advertise myself on Facebook, put a bunch of sexy pictures of me and my sexy body all over, and maybe that'll sell. No, it's being restricted. Everything's being restricted or squandered from me. And that's relationships too, and there's a reason that's being done. Because one, I am one of 144,000, and there's a level of chastisement and things that I have to do that I'm waiting for my soulmate. And I can't be defiled unto women. That's what I know. And for the last year, which I've never been defiled unto women, but I haven't had sex in over a year, or about a year. And that was with my last fiance and love of my life. And it's been impossible to get it since. And it shouldn't be impossible for me. There's a reason. I think it's done. Humans are keeping me from it, but also God in a way to keep that chastisement ready for a special day with my soulmate, who I'm supposed to be with. But she ain't showing up for me. Where are you at? I got a lot to give and unconditional love to give you. And I've been trained, ascended, and any woman with any smarts would see what she's got before and know that because of who I am, my training, what I've been through, that I'm perfect for a woman that knows what she's got. So I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at that. My video store's probably getting short, so 15 minutes. I'm gonna let it roll. I'm wearing the glasses today, which I don't know, they may make me look like a nerd, but I don't care. But I'm gonna sign off. I'll touch base with you guys later, and the plan is I'm leaving. I ain't changed my mind, and I always keep my word. I'm waiting for Mr. Perfect to show up and save me some steps, but that ain't happened yet. In God's perfect timing, I guess she will. Signing off. Love you guys.